he'll probably throw a hissy fit fighting with some troll in 2 weeks and delete the channel himself and then make a brand new one. And his retarded base seems to follow him from channel to channel. He's lost them, he's voluntarily deleted them, so it really doesn't matter if you get him a strike on his channel. Um, I would say he is friends with Nazis, so, he's not exactly impotent, but I've been fucking with this fucking loser for 3 years, and he has yet to do a goddamn thing to me. So I'm pretty sure you're safe. And I have really messed with him. I've got him very upset. You know what's going to get him the most upset, though, is that I reported his dumb ass to the IRS for the Flat Earth Food Drive scam, which he ran this year for the second year in a row. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the little intro video that I showed, but Daniel Pratt actually had the nerve last year to start a Flat Earth Food Drive, and he was much more discreet this year with the way he ran it. Last year, he was giving updates on the amounts of money that he was receiving, and he said what he was going to do was go buy a bunch of canned goods and write research flat earth on the canned goods and then go hand them out to homeless people. So as he was collecting this money, my good friend Doc Savage and I put a challenge forth to Dan. Why don't you show us the receipts? Show us the canned goods. Show us some evidence, some indication that any of the money that you have been sent was in any way whatsoever spent on anyone other than yourself. And it was particularly interesting that he's run this scam both years around Christmas time, and both years failed to provide a single shred of evidence that a penny of the money raised was actually spent to go toward the homeless. Which is also very funny considering the fact that he is pretending to have a disability and has been collecting disability checks for years by claiming that he has a bad back. Meanwhile, we can all see in his garage, where he makes all of his videos, that he's got a number of woodworking projects going on at all times. So if he can keep himself busy in the garage, I don't see why we need to be paying for him as taxpayers to make these stupid videos, go online, tell people to revolt against the very government that is providing him and his family welfare and social stability and security. I don't know why I should have to pay for this fat turd to get welfare to go online and tell people this nonsense, especially when he's faking having a disability and running a scam. And Dan, you might think that you're very clever because after me and Doc called you out last year, this year you made 1 or 2 videos about the Flat Earth Food Drive, but then you kept it on the DL and you just didn't give people updates as much, and nobody asked you for receipts. Or I have no idea why people give you money. You're so obviously a fucking parasitic, degenerate scammer. But here we are, and I want you to know that even though you don't care that I know you're a scammer and that my whole audience knows you're a scammer, you really should care that people in the IRS are now aware as well. And I'm greatly concerned for your family because after you're no longer collecting disability checks and perhaps even tossed in jail, I don't know how they're going to take care of themselves. And that really makes me sad because if only you had been a better person and father and actually worked for a living rather than being a parasitic degenerate, your children might not be as fucked as they clearly are going to be when the IRS hammers you into the ground, which will be in a few months. So anyway, I hope you're looking forward to that as much as I am, Dan. I can't wait. You can delete all your channels, you can throw your hissy fits, you can file your false DMCAs, you can tell all of your Nazi friends and run your stupid fucking mouth, but it doesn't matter what you do because there's one thing that the IRS hates. It's a person who cheats on their taxes, alright? That's how they got Capone. Not that you're as smart as that guy, and he was retarded and syphilitic. So there you go. But I guess we should watch these videos, and I have them in order. So let me just get them pulled up. You can see Dan run his big fat stupid mouth. He seems to be under the assumption that if this goes to court, that he's going to hinge the case on the on like proving that the earth is a globe. Like they're going to say, well, Dan, you did file a false DMCA, but Team Skeptic, can you prove for a fact that the earth is a globe? Because if not, we're going to allow this filthy, degenerate parasite to just keep breaking the law, because that's totally how it's going to go down. The law will look very favorably on you, Dan. I'm just positive. So let me see. This first video we have here is Dan Pratt. I think this was the first one to you. Don't forget, Mr. Skeptic, you will have to prove your claims in court. I think this was his first response to you after he filed. I'm saying you because I know you're in the chat. But I think this was his first response after the false DMCA was filed to Team Skeptic.
Mr. Skeptic, you may want to slow your roll just a wee moment. And understand.
Why are you wearing that hat?
In order to prove...
Is that a new Shanka hat? You're in your garage. I mean, we all know that his family keeps him locked in the garage and they don't like him there and they're kind of just keeping him around to get the disability checks. His wife's going to get the fuck out of there, hopefully as soon as he goes to jail. Here's hoping that happens. But is it really that cold in your garage? Because you're fully naked in the number of Xtube glory hole videos that I've seen you perform in. So I don't know why you have to wear the hat now. I'm stretching for the joke, but I think it still landed.
Courtroom of law that you were educating people and not deceiving people while slandering me? You are going to have to prove Earth's rotation beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Oh, really?
And I am going to be able to argue against your babble.
You know what's funny is this fucking turd is staring there and, when it goes to court and they put me on trial for breaking the law and filing false copyright claims, my argument will simply be that the Earth is flat and you'll have to prove that it's not. That's not how it works. You very clearly broke the fucking law. You filed a false copyright claim against someone who was using your video in fair use. The law doesn't hinge around the fucking Earth being flat. But Dan Pratt's got a double-digit IQ because his mom and his aunt are the same person.
I can provide actual science.
Really?
Mr. Skeptic.
Yeah. Everyone, when they see Dan Pratt, when they see this fat, retarded welfare scammer, they think, scientist! There's a guy who I would trust with scientific knowledge.
This will not be YouTube, Mr. Skeptic.
Oh, okay. That's right, it won't be YouTube, Dan. It'll be a court of law, where you will be forced to actually pay for breaking the law, rather than YouTube, where you can delete your channel and then make a new one. It'll be totally different because you'll be legally obligated to pay for your crimes. That's how it's different, smart guy.
File your fucking lawsuit, bitch.
There's a lot of other ways that people can get back at you than filing a lawsuit. But, let's just move on to the next video. This video is called Team Skeptic, Why Your Channel is Full of Nothing But Hate Speech, which I think is hilarious coming from a guy who drops the word faggot all the time and goes on about how 5 million Jews didn't die in the Holocaust and maybe even the Holocaust was a hoax. And why are all these Jews in NASA? It's really interesting to see a guy who is clearly a retarded Nazi homophobic piece of shit like yourself talking about a guy who's simply skeptical of morons like you as someone who's promoting hate speech. But I'm sure the irony is lost on you because, again, you're an inbred retard.
Teen Septic, I'd like a public apology for you using my material unlawfully under copyright.
Hey, buddy, I've been using your material unlawfully under copyright for 3 years. You haven't done a fucking thing to me except threaten me and have your Nazi friends try to strike my channel, but here I am, still revealing what a piece of shit welfare scammer you are 3 years later, and you have been completely unable to do anything about me. Alright? So, I guess it doesn't matter, me, Team Skeptic, whoever. Again, I want to remind you, none of those people matter, Dan. The people leaving comments on your videos, trolling you, they don't matter. Who you really ought to be concerned with, again, is the Internal Revenue Service. Because you have been reported. Okay, smart guy?
Law,
Oh my God, I am going to fuck you so hard, Dan. Stephen Christ is in prison. He fucked with me. Now, I'm not going to put you in prison because you had your retarded cousin threaten to kill me, whereas Steve directly threatened to kill me. So instead, I may just put you in jail for a while for ripping off the government and fraudulently filing your taxes and running fraudulent scams. I hope they don't look into your friends online, because I'm sure some of those people might be in what the FBI would classify as a gang, a Nazi gang. Your friends should probably start deserting you, because when you are scrutinized by the IRS, they'll look into all those people who gave you money too. So maybe those people want to jump off the sinking ship right now.
Issue a public apology to me. Thank you. And
There's that crazy laugh.
actually, please don't. I'm really dying to get this to court.
Yeah.
But
It's funny you're dying to get it to court, because if it goes to court, you have very clearly it's indisputable that you have broken the law, and you seem to be so retarded you think that it's going to hinge on some. What do you think, that all the media is going to tune in this is the case that will decide if the earth is flat? You live in a fantasy world. And you know what? I think Dan's lying. I think he's bluffing. I don't think he wants this to go to court at all, which is why I strongly advise you to go ahead and press charges, because you wouldn't have to get a very good lawyer to prove that this fat turd has broken the law. You could shut him up forever for only a few $100. Hell, we could crowdfund the shit.
anyways, but you don't have the fucking balls, and you would be retarded to file a court claim for this.
Oh, really?
So
You know what would be retarded is somebody running a scam online called the Flat Earth Food Drive while collecting disability checks and then uploading a number of videos which provide indisputable proof that they are scamming, which can later be copied by a person like me only to be forwarded along to the IRS. Now that's retarded.
But anyways, gee, I really kind of hope you do file the court claim.
Your
Maybe
children and your wife hope that he doesn't. Trust me on that. You know what, though? If you do file a court claim and he does have court costs, I'm sure he'll just crowdfund them just like he did with the Flat Earth Food Drive. I'm sure he'll just rip people off and scam them to pay for whatever court costs he does incur when he clearly is found guilty of breaking the law. I mean, I don't know if you consider found guilty for... I think you are. But even if he is financially penalized or penalized on YouTube, he'll simply parasitically leech the money from other people, because he is a parasitic leech, and it's the only thing he knows how to do in life.
people will wake up
His
to your
poor
channel
children.
is a hate channel. You do nothing but hate.
Yeah. You know what? This fat turd clearly breaks the law, and he thinks if it goes to court, everyone will be like, this guy's really a bigot against flat earthers. We're all waking up now. Just like those homeless people you handed those canned goods out to, right? Everyone's gonna wake up.
On a group for their beliefs in the cosmology of Earth. And I would definitely encourage anyone to go to his videos, and if you feel his channel is full of nothing but hate while he lies and deceives people, you may want to just click that little hate speech button.
Listen to this. This fucking asshole is literally sitting here orchestrating an attack on somebody who he's already filed a false DMCA claim on YouTube. This fat Nazi parasite has the nerve to sit there and have his Nazi retarded followers go flag some other channel because he doesn't like. It's not enough that you couldn't take him down with a false DMCA. That came back to bite you on the ass. So now you're going to do something else which will come back to bite you on the ass. So what I want you all to do is go over to Dan Pratt's channel, Flat Earth Team Skeptic. Why is your channel filled with hate speech? I want you to timestamp your report to YouTube at around 1 minute and let them know that this fat turd is violating YouTube terms of service by trying to get people on his channel to go falsely flag down a video from a channel that he has already filed a false DMCA on. So if you guys want to go over to Daniel Pratt Reshaping Our World's channel, find this video, Flat Earth Team Skeptic, why is your channel filled with hate speech? Report it to YouTube, timestamp it at 1 minute, and let them know that Daniel Pratt is in violation of YouTube terms of service by trying to orchestrate an attack on somebody. And he's already filed a false DMCA on this person. So just fucking report the video because he is clearly violating terms of service right now. So another thing that's come back to bite you on your fat, stupid Nazi ass, Dan. Anyway.
Button and give him a little bit of what he deserves. Thank you
You're
very
going to
much.
get what
Have
you
a good day.
deserve, which is going to be some time in prison. No, I'm just kidding. I'm getting my retards mixed up. I'm getting worked up here. I get on like a hate boner sometimes, and I really hate Dan Pratt. So I'm actually really excited that he's about to get what he deserves. But here's another video where he makes a threatening overture to Team Skeptic. You're real close to learning that men don't just talk. So, which is, oh, hold on. It's funny he's
Team
saying that.
Septic,
One
I know
second.
you didn't.
It's funny he's saying that men don't just talk because that's all he ever does. All he ever does is talk. In the 3 years I've been following this fat, ugly Nazi around, all he has ever done is talk and make threats and have his Nazi buddies go flag videos down. Fruitlessly, I might add. I mean, haven't you made enemies who were much worse than they would have been otherwise if you hadn't tried such nasty things? And I'm sure Team Skeptic's gonna know who you are for the rest of your fat, retarded life. But if you would simply let the video go, that would be a lot less enemies you had suddenly made. But you couldn't do it because, again, your IQ is double digits since your mom and your sister are the same person, you inbred Nazi cunt. All right? But let's continue. Here is a veiled threat from Dan Pratt. He's really good with veiled threats, which he will never follow up on. Here we go.
Run out of sock accounts.
Like
What's
this
the matter?
video.
As soon as I mentioned my father was chief of police for 27 years.
Oh, we all knew that. Actually, if you guys want to look up Dan Pratt's father, there's a lot of evidence that his father actually covered up rapes. His father covered up the rape of prostitutes in prostitution stings. So it's really interesting to know your father is as big a piece of shit as you are. And his name, I think, is also Daniel Pratt, right?
And getting the IP addresses
I don't think that is correct.
for every single comment
Yep.
I've gotten the last 4.
So are you telling me that your father is going to abuse his authority as a police officer to collect the IP addresses of your trolls? Because you're retarded, your stupid father can't fucking do that, neither can you, so no one cares what you say. But you can keep running your mouth, you big retarded baby, because you only have a few months left before the hammer comes down.
48 hours and a transcript of said comments.
Bitch.
Are you starting to realize it's one phone call away?
Oh yeah? What are you saying? That your fucking retarded rape hiding father, former sheriff, who, by the way, I think exited his position in disgrace, is going to somehow illegally use the IP addresses which have been illegally... you fucking wannabe gangsters aren't very smart. Actual criminals don't go telling everyone the criminal things they're gonna do on the internet. That's how I know, first off, that you're full of shit, and second off, that you're just fucking pathetic. And this is as low as it gets. You are so upset that you fucked up and made yourself look like an idiot that you have to start threatening potential violence toward people. Well, you know what? My threats of the IRS coming to get you aren't as fake as yours, okay? Those are very real threats, so be concerned.
Subpoenaing those things from YouTube. Are you starting to get the picture yet, Teen Septic?
Subpoenaing his video? Do you really think your stupid fucking father is having Team Skeptic's videos subpoenaed from YouTube for hate speech against flat earthers? Guess what? Flat earthers are retarded pieces of shit, and I hope they all fucking die. If we could have a concentration camp and put every flat earther there, I would say let's do it. Gas them all! Alright, is that hate speech? Well, if so, go ahead and sue me, okay? Subpoena this video, bitch! Because it's not hate speech to tell a flat earther that he should drop dead. In fact, it's common sense.
I'd like that apology on your channel today, please.
Do you think you're gonna get that? God, you are so delusional. You do have a disability, which maybe you could legitimately collect a disability check for. And it's called being retarded. However, you don't have a bad back, so you should really drop that right now. Now, this video was called Team Skeptic. You desperately wanted my attention. Well, you got it, sweet pea. And I want to tell you, these videos were released in rapid succession. Every 20 or 30 minutes, this schizophrenic, deranged idiot who clearly needs to be forcibly medicated, just like myself, was uploading videos trying to threaten and scare Team Skeptic. Here we go.
Hey, one more real quick. Are you starting to comprehend?
Are you, Dan?
In your slow brain now, Team Septic.
You think Team Septic's really funny, don't you?
I warned you against harassing me
Why?
in
What?
the very first
Okay,
emails.
I know Team Skeptic's in the chat. Team Skeptic, are you in any way scared of this turd? He's going, are you scared now? Am I teaching you a lesson? Are you worried? Well, are you? Because he seems to be completely convinced that you are. But I have a feeling he's done absolutely nothing to worry anyone in any way whatsoever. But what do I know? Everything.
Not for what you had done.
Okay, well, Team Skeptic says in the chat that he's not scared of you at all, nor is he beginning to see what you're talking about, just like no one else ever has.
For what you would do. And you had been warned.
You were warned.
Now, are you starting to understand how far
He's hallucinating that you're terrified of him. Another reason he needs to be locked in a mental asylum.
ahead of you I am? How predictable you...
He's so far ahead of you that he's running an annual charity scam and collecting disability from the feds while demanding his followers violently uprise against him for 3 years. He's really far ahead of the curve. If only we could all be more like Dan Pratt.
You are because you're prejudiced.
Oh, I feel so sorry for your kids that they share half of your DNA, because they're surely fucked.
Your hate overpowers what little intellect you can display.
You think the earth is flat.
In your deceitful way,
You're 2 steps away from drinking your own pee, and I've seen you drink other people's pee in those glory hole videos.
shine out
Just kidding,
so
of
much
course.
brighter
Satire.
in the process. Did you really think
This guy's in his 40s
hiding
and looks like
behind
he's
sock
75.
accounts was going to protect?
This is another thing this fucking retard does. He thinks whenever, like, multiple people come over and, like, you're a piece of shit, he thinks you're all one person. He thinks they're all a sock account. You know what? You want to know a secret, Dan? I'm a Team Skeptic sock account, too.
You pumpkin? You were warned to stop contacting me.
By
Do
who,
you
Nazis?
think I'm not going to be able to prove you've been in my comment section numerous times?
You know what, dumbass? How is that? Did the cops warn him? Did the cops send him a restraining order, tell him to stay away from you? Because if not, it doesn't matter who warned him, and it's not illegal, you fucking retard!
I wasn't warning you for the emails, dumbass.
Oh yeah, what were you warning him? You're warning him that your Nazi friends are going to track him down and kill him? Because that's what you warned me too, and yet here I am!
You just don't get it, do you?
Randy
You try
Quaid isn't
so
as crazy
hard
as
to
this guy.
convince everybody I'm an idiot.
You
and
are.
You're playing chess.
You know what? He doesn't have to play chess because you can't even play checkers, okay, you fucking moron? And he doesn't have to convince everyone you're an idiot because everyone already knows, including all of your children's classmates and all of your wife's friends. Oh, wait, she doesn't have any. She's been alienated from them all by you.
And I'm just playing checkers. No, son, you're playing tiddlywinks.
You couldn't play tic-tac-toe, you fucking retard. But anyway, there's Dan Pratt. Now, I think those are all of the videos concerning the Team Skeptic nonsense.